kind of try new food, right? Because you have access to it.
Tell us you're cooking for me because I get to eat.
This is not the first, this is not the second, this is not the third time. So we were making stir-fry seafood pasta or seafood stir-fry pasta. Fill it in.
Say that 7 times, Connor.
Seafood stir-fry pasta, seafood stir-fry pasta.
Sorry. Food makes me dance. Hey guys, my name is Itimi and you're welcome to episode 10, the final episode of season 1 of the Home and series, sponsored by Reshaped. Now in this episode, over the last couple of weeks, we talked about many different things. Talked about what it means to leave home and create a new home for yourselves in a different country, in a different city. Talked about friendship, money, black tax, buying homes, building businesses, building cars, Christmas, and so many things in between. Now in this special episode, we're talking about food. Why? Because food is an essential part of my identity. My friend and I, John, are going to cook. Well, like he's going to cook. I'm going to eat. But in the midst of it, we're going to talk through what food has felt like when you travel to multiple places, when you relocate. We wanted to do this as a food tour, go to a bunch of Nigerian restaurants and try different food. But we realized that, to be fair, we don't really go to restaurants to try Nigerian food. We cook food at home and we go to restaurants to try other dishes. Italian food, food tacos. We go for Greek food. And so let's do it the way we actually do it. Let's do it at home. Let's cook and let's vibe and let's laugh. And let's talk about what food actually means as we grow older and let's discover new places and acquire different kinds of tastes. I hope this episode makes you laugh. I hope it reminds you of home, of friendship, of identity. I hope it makes you hungry. And maybe you actually eat it first. Anyway, let's get into the video and let's meet our chef for today, our friend, John.
Hi guys.
Hi. Fun fact, why John is setting up. He's one of my best friends. We've known each other for like 13 years now. This is year 13. Shout out to that. So, do you want to introduce yourself? Tell us what you're cooking for me because I get to eat.
This is not the first, this is not the second, this is not the third time. So, you're very welcome. Once again.
It's going to be a princess in life. How friends that cook.
Okay, so my name is John. I'm a very chilled guy. I do a lot of stuff. And right now I'm cooking for a very good friend of mine. And today we're making stir-fry seafood pasta. Or seafood stir-fry pasta. Fill it in.
Say that 7 times, can you?
Seafood stir-fry pasta. Seafood stir-fry pasta.
Sorry, I can't. You actually did it.
I think it's a challenge. Come on. So, yes, I'll be doing this while Peace is asking me a bunch of questions.
Wow.
I'm really excited to be on the channel after
10 episodes, 9 weeks. Only.
But hey, I'm here now. So while I'm cooking and doing my thing, we'll be having a conversation. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Kind of try new food, right? Because you have access to it. First time I had oxtail properly was here in the UK, right? And then the first time I actually cooked oxtail was here, because I wouldn't go to the market and just think, like a typical market in Lagos, and just think I need to get oxtail, right? I could make calamari at home because, well, I'm just seeing the option to make calamari, right? Those are things that like you'd have to make extra effort to get while you're in Lagos, for example. And so the access to that does change, if you're open to it, of course, does change how you see food and how and what you can cook and what you can have as a meal.
Gracias.
Then at some point you can add oil.
The one thing I agree with you is that it's very interesting because in doing this entire series, it's things that I know, but I become a bit more conscious about how access and exposure has changed our lives. I didn't think about it in context of food. In a previous episode, I talked about it in the context of money, for instance, and how you think about money in Nigeria, you won't just pay any rent, it's different, but it's paying monthly. Right? And then you start thinking about credit differently. There was an example. talked about travel and how like just being able to just being in a different place.
Yep.
Changes. I didn't quite think about it in food, but I'm realizing that it's true. That yet there's a time where I didn't know that you could. Well, I just didn't know it's certain type of food. Yeah, like now this is instead of cooking black soup. Oh, let's make seafood pasta.
Yeah.
And just FYI, I spent Christmas with some friends. That's when I realized that it was seafood mix before I would just buy pork.
When you told me there was seafood mix, I'm like, okay, what's in? I guess it's like one of those things where you just realize that, like, oh,
Yeah, I didn't know that.
before I would just typically I would go to the store and look for
I've never
prawn.
seen seafood mix before. I didn't know, well, they're British. So, and I was like, oh, you mean just prawn? She's like, no, the seafood mix, there's like, all these things inside. It's not just prawn. I just, when I want to do seafood pasta, I just do prawn. And that's seafood. But you get exposure and access and you suddenly realize, oh, so I can do mixed seafood at home. And that completely just changes
how you think about it.
Yeah. So you're right. And you used to tell me about like your foreign experience. How did Korea change? Instinct Korea change? How you think about Korea?
Yes. So when I went, I was there for about a month, and it was free food. So it was like 3 square meal, and then more, right? Leave that part in. So, it was three square meal, and it was a lot of vegetables and protein, and rice was the side, right? So it is a very big shift from Nigerian culture, and then chicken is just like, and plantain is like, and I'm like, huh?
And vegetables don't do vegetable stew.
Yeah, like that's the best vegetable you get, right? But like this is like, oh, they make vegetables in so many ways. There's like so many variations of kimchi and so many variations of like how all these things are infused into food, and that's just like their daily diets, right? So it now made me realize that, like, oh, as much as Nigerian food is tasty and is, you know, what we grew up on and is what we're used to, that has defined or at least shaped how our palates form. It also is not the healthiest, right? And you have to find smart ways now as you get older to eat it, right? So we're talking about
the Nigerian dishes, but then
exactly
healthy parts of it.
yeah. So it's like how we talked about burger yesterday, and like how you can make jollof burger now, right? Rationing your meals, adding vegetables with it, and chicken. If you serve that to a typical Nigerian, you're not. Yeah.
I remember when this is it.
Yeah.
I gave her like someone of fries. She was like, okay, so reshaped, right? Okay, where's the rice? I'm like, no. What food reminds you of your mom?
Ooh, I think the one that would be, there'll be two, right? So my favorite meal anytime in the day is yam and egg. And so
yam and egg will slap right now.
So what I'm doing now, it doesn't.
Well, that's too.
Okay. Another meal is one we've already talked about, will be pounded yam and groundnut soup.
When you think about egusi, what comes to mind?
Staple, right? I think
I want to ask you multiple food and see if like different one reminds you of different things.
Yeah, I'll just say staple.
Jollof rice.
Staple. It's staple now. It wasn't always, but yeah, staple now.
Well, groundnut soup reminds you of yam and egg.
That's fave. That's bae.
Beans and dodo.
Saturday morning.
Papa nakara.
Saturday morning.
Fried rice.
Christmas.
Shawarma.
The answer is actually because the first thing that came to my mind was Uniben.
Mishai.
Uniben, for sure.
Because Mishai definitely reminds me of
Yeah.
after what you're going to read in the next.
Oh my gosh. Which one? The Indomie or the bread?
Both.
Oh my
You
gosh.
alternate. On some days you eat Mishai bread, on some other days you eat Indomie Mishai.
See.
My love for Indomie came from those days, man.
Basic cooking was terrible, man. It was so terrible. God. Oh no. Because I stayed in a school hostel. And you're like literally 12 in a room, small room, and you're trying to figure out how do you even exist. And then in that same space, there's like everyone has their own cooking things here and there. And there was a night I was boiling pasta, and then I was trying to throw the pasta water away. As I was walking out of my room, someone ran, hit me, and the pasta water poured on me. So boiling, I was like, nah. That was one of the last times I cooked in uni.
Ouch. What about suya?
Suya is almost bail. Ha.
You have a lot of base.
No, see, with suya, it's like my mom had to warn me at some point.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You can
Like I'm having too much.
Protein diet.
No, but like suya is those things that you know now that it's not the healthiest, but it's like, see.
Why is it not healthy? It's meat, no?
Yeah, but it's the way they make it though.
Explain.
It's a lot of oil. Like
Okay,
the amount of oil going into it is like
it's diluting whatever protein is coming out.
So it's good that you're having protein, but bro,
Okay. Fair enough.
That's the complication with it. But yeah, suya is definitely there. Ooh, ram suya, chicken suya.
Yes, kind of stuck there.
It's a very turkey suya. We've had quite a bit of everything.
What breakfast did you have the most as a child? Growing up,
definitely bread.
Yeah.
Speaking about Nigerian bread, you know that like there's a very big switch between how Nigerian bread is and what we meet here. And so it's like, okay, is your bread not sweet? What's going on? Not realizing that the amount of sugar that we consume as a nation is out of this world, right? And one thing I wanted to speak about was like, in the UK, there's a lot of Nigerian-inspired meals now, right? If you go to like a restaurant like Akara, right, you see like different things on how like their own take on specific foods and how they cook it. You see puff puff now with like different things inside, and that's a whole brand that is now doing deals with Google, for example, right? And the food is being exported and loved here, right? To a certain extent, it's being gentrified, you could say so. But yeah, people like it. There's a Nigerian restaurant.
What does gentrified meals mean? Because literally, we're talking about this earlier around like the fine dining conversation happening on Twitter right now. What does gentrified Nigerian meal look like?
I think gentrified always typically comes with like a bad stain, right? The way I think about it is just like making it appeal to a different audience.
Okay.
Right. And it's the same way pasta is in Nigerian.
Yeah.
What I'm making now is
there's Nigerian jollof.
Exactly.
Spaghetti.
That has been coined to our palate. So I think it's a good thing that now our food is now being translated into other people's palate.
Do you know one thing I think about food that maybe we don't talk about enough?
What's that?
Is how food is definitely a point of connection. And I think that is one thing that is similar across almost every culture. Right? It's not like it's a very Nigerian thing. Someone comes to us, you give them food for sure. Right? Like you guys are eating, if you're growing up, you probably eat in the same bowl, depending. Or like stay in the dining table, but like eating together is a thing in Nigeria. And I used to assume that we still do it in the UK because we're a lot of Nigerians. But I'm also beginning to realize I think it is a theme across culture. Like people throw dinner parties in any country, regardless of your ethnicity, because food will bring people together. They'll drink, they'll eat, and it's such a beautiful thing because it feels it's the one way to break the ice almost every single time, regardless.
You never know how far food can go. I met someone playing tennis a couple of weeks ago who put me on to this really mad Nigerian restaurant near my house that I didn't know about. He's Italian. Right.
And he cooks Nigerian food.
He doesn't cook it, but like he loves it.
Oh, so he was telling you about a Nigerian restaurant.
Yes.
Oh, that's crazy.
And I'm like, this feels weird.
I should be the one.
Yeah. And he's like, man, have you had this jollof that it's really spicy, but it's really good? And I'm like, okay. And I tried the food and I'm not going to lie, really good. So
are you one of those people that go to different countries and find Nigerian food?
No. I think as an adult now, I've realized there's Nigerian food at home, right? So, and plus, there's so much food to try. Some people are not experimental with food, and I get that.
I'm not very experimental with food.
You're not.
I'm not, but that's why I'm not very, but yeah. Depending on how we look.
Yeah.
How it looks first. That looks good.
This is like a makeshift curry.
All right. Shall we taste it? Tasty test. Food makes me dance.
It makes you happy, though.
Yeah. So. When I was growing up, when my mom is enjoying the food, she'd take a spoon. She'd be like, it was so cool.
So good.
That's when you knew that years much. She's like having a good time. She'd close her eyes. She'd be like,
yeah, I think food was more enjoyable when we were younger. I don't know if it's just me.
It's more enjoyable now for me.
It's because I'm going on side missions.
How do you mean?
How's the food first? I really like the expression. Okay, so let's go. Only thing is I wish I had added a bit of herbs. Or is it?
Which was a little bit less peppery.
It's not that peppery. Like I'm not even feeling wow. See, this is oh wait, hold up.
The cake.
I was about to say something, but then there was a little after effect. But it's good. It just comes. It's like 1 second.
Yeah, it was actually good. Yeah. You did a good job.
Thank you for being a sous chef.
I try my best. So at least they won't say that. I'm just a pillow princess. You don't help. I try.
Oh gosh. Wait, you had it. When I say I go on side missions, I mean like I'm very experimental with food. All right. Like I was sharing like stuff I wanted to cook this Christmas, for example.
I think one of my favorite things about this episode has just been the sort of reminiscing, right? And just talking about food. You cook, you eat. You think about recipes that your parents used to cook. You think about recipes that you learned at home. You think about the ones that you acquire as you meet people, as you grow. And then you cook and you eat. And we cooked and we ate. And I hope while we're doing that, the conversation, one part of it or most of the conversation reminded you of home and reminded you of what life is as you're growing up and how your relationship with food is changing. For me, food is about its identity. It's first like I'm Nigerian, I like Nigerian food. There's a certain kind of like palate that I have. For me, food is also connection. It's sitting with friends. It's going to dinner parties, hosting dinner. It's going on dates. Food is an essential part of dating. It's a huge part of travel. As we from moving from like Nigeria to the UK, going to different places, food is how I experience places. I was in New York for some of the last previous episodes, and a part of that trip was just visiting a handful of places and just trying what's the nice tacos, the nice pizza slice in New York. Food is a way that we experience places and it's a way that we build connections. And that's what I just really wanted this episode to bring. I have thought in some way, shape, or form that we've been able to convey that connection, the nostalgia, the friendship, and the Nigerianness of mostly cooking at home versus visiting restaurants to eat Nigerian food. This is episode 10, the last episode of season 1 of Home Away. And it's been about sitting with my friends and just reminiscing about how far we have come, because we have come far. Like, when I think through the last couple of years of just like moving from Nigeria to London to the UK, some people like Oiza to the US, or like Kenya to the US, there's been a huge shift. And it's not just the shift of, oh, I'm in a different country, I'm not an immigrant, it's also the mindset shift and the growth that's happened. It's the opportunities that has come. It's the new people that we have met that we will probably not have met or gotten closer to if we were still in Lagos, for instance. It's the new habits we have acquired, the new way that we think. For me, it's mostly just been about realizing how much growth exists, like how, like, the world is like our oyster, and you really see it when you can actually explore the world. You can really see, like, I can get to this opportunity. I can become this kind of person just because, like, a few years. Like, this year is going to be my 5th year in the UK, which is, if you know, you know. And I've been thinking around, like, this is year 5. I'm glad about the first 5 years. Now I'm looking forward to the next 5 years, and like, I'm about to be able to do anything that I want. If you know, you know. But just like somebody said, this 5 years would have gone anyway, regardless of where you are. But being able to just make that move, and it changes what life could feel like, has been, I'm glad we made that move. I'm glad I made that move. I'm glad to be able to rediscover and like figure out and know home in like different ways, from how we now make friends to like what we eat and how we eat it. Home is not what lives here. Home is the apartment, but home is also, whenever I step into Nigeria and the chaos hits me, I'm like, this is also home, and there's a lot of it. And I hope, if you haven't watched the other episodes, go watch it. We talk about different things, but if this is the first one that you're also watching, I want you to know that you can always build a home regardless. You will carry the home that you are born in or born with, but regardless of where you are, you can always build a home. You can always find friends. You can always make new meaning. You can always make new experiences. But there's so much of the world to see, and I'm glad to be Nigerian and be having those experiences. So thank you for sticking with me for this first season of Home and Away series. I hope you had a good time. Please subscribe to my channel. There's a lot of content around business, sometimes life as well. And we'll see you on the next video. This series was sponsored by Remitly. Thank you guys for partnering with us and for sticking with people who do stuff across borders. Thank you guys. Peace.
Oh, that was sweet.
Thank you.